Hello guys, welcome to this new video, and in this new video we are going to start having some fun. Finally, we are going to start configuring um, for the CCNA Security exam, and the first thing that we need to do is we going to the section 3.2, which is remote access VPN, and the first implementation that we need to do is 3.0A, which is implementing basic clientless SSL VPN using ASDM, and what I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using this IT Pro TV Labs. So if you do not have IT Pro TV, go ahead and sign up. They give you a 7-day free trial, and whenever you sign up for that trial, make sure that you use my promo code CCNADT, D for dog and T for tango. So CCNAD for dog and T for tango. So CCNADT. And whenever you sign up, you can go ahead to the CCNA Security exam and make sure that you sign up for the premium version because the premium version is the one that has the virtual lab and the practice test. So, and then whenever you go to the CCNA Security, you're going to see these two tabs over here, and then you're going to click on Show Virtual Labs, and you're going to open Implement SSL VPN using ASA Device Manager, and this is going to bring you to this lab over here. And then after you come here to this labs or to these devices, you're going to turn every single one of them on. I believe like three of them are going to start automatically, but what you want to do is you want to start the PLAB, EXTCLIE, and all of them. So you have to just start all of them. And then what we're going to do over here, we're going to start with this lab and we're going to follow their instructions. So they implemented the SslVpn using ASA Device Manager module provides you with the instructions and Cisco hardware to develop your hands-on skills in the following topics. So we're going to go over implement a clientless SSL VPN using the Cisco ASA Device Manager. And also on another video, we're going to implement AnyConnect using the Cisco ASA Device Manager, right? And as you can see right here, this is the lab diagram. And we are going to be configuring this firewall right here, the LDN FWASA01, which is this one right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and click next, and let's start with this lab. So the first task that you can see right here, we're going to configure that clientless SSL VPN, and clientless means that we are not going to use Cisco AnyConnect to connect to the VPN. So it's not going to have Cisco AnyConnect, right? But it is still a remote um, VPN. But so let's go ahead and start step one. We have to ensure that all the devices are power on. We have done all that. Once PLAB MGMT is up, connect to the desktop and open the Cisco ASDM software. So let's go ahead and go to that, which is this one right here. So we have to go to this one and connect to it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open the Cisco ASDM IDM launcher. So we're going to launch that. And we have to log in using username Cisco and password Cisco. So let's go ahead and do that. Password Cisco. Make sure that you tap it right and let's click OK. Let's say always trust and yes. So now it's going to launch that. And then the step two, we are going to, once the GUI appears, click the configuration button. Then on the left panel at the bottom, click remote access VPN button. So configuration. And then we are going to remote access VPN. And then we are going to click on clientless SSL VPN remote access button, which is this one right here. And that's going to, it should take us to a wizard, right? So let me see, remote VPN button. Is it this one? And provides da, 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 da. Nope, it's not this one. So it looks like it is not taking us there when we. So another way that you could do that is you could just go to. Okay, so it is. So it is going to. So yeah, we want to go to the Wizard VPN Wizards clientless SSL Wizard. So we have to go over here, and then we're going to do a clientless SSL VPN Wizard. And then after that, let's go ahead and go down. Let's see what's next. So just telling us to click on next. Let's go ahead and click next. And then step 3, next we need to give the SSL VPN a profile name, and we're going to call it clientless. So let's go ahead and type right here clientless, and ensure that the SSL VPN interface is set to internet, and then leave the other settings as default and click next. And let's see what other settings we have. So we are able to configure either DMZ, right? And the DMZ is where we put the servers and all that stuff that people are going to access it from the outside network. The inside is a private local network, or the trusted network, and the Ethernet is a public untrusted network. So that's what we're going to configure: a untrusted public network SSL VPN interface. And then it's just telling us to leave everything as default. So let's go ahead and click next. So after we click next, step 4, on the user authentication page, click on the radio button to enable local user database access. In this example, we won't we won't use a TACA server. Instead, we will locally create a user to authenticate with it. So we're going to configure Fred, Cisco 123, and Cisco 123. So let's go ahead and do that. Fred, Cisco 123, and confirm Cisco 123. Okay, and then after that, let's just do add. There we go. So now we have Cisco and then Fred, and then step 5. So we have to click next before the step 5. There we go. Now we have to, looks like we have to create a group policy. And the group policy settings page, create a new group policy called clientless policy. So let's go ahead and do that. Clientless underscore policy. And then we have to click next. And then the bookmarks. So on the bookmark list page, click on manage. So let's go ahead and click on manage. And then click on add. So we're going to add a new bookmark. And the name that we're going to enter there is going to be my bookmarks. So let's go ahead and do that, my bookmarks. So my bookmarks, and we're going to click on add. And we are going to just leave the default URL with get or post method and click OK. So we're going to leave that as that. Click OK, and then that's going to take us to the add a bookmark. And from over here, the title is DMZ underscore web. So DMZ underscore web, all in capital. And then the URL that we're going to use is PLB web. Let's go ahead and do that. PLAB web, which is the name of this device over here, PLAB web. Okay. And then after that, we are just going to click OK. And then we are going to click OK over here as well. And then OK. All right. And now configure GUI customization object. Okay, do we click OK there 3 times? So then we are going to finally click on next. And then as you can see, step 6 for the SSL VPN Wizard, it just gives you the what you have configured. So we configure the clientless features. We give it a connection name clientless, the interface internet, user authentication local. We now use AAA. The new user that we added was Fred. Group policy, clientless policy, and bookmarks was my bookmarks. So we can go ahead and click on finish. Okay, and one other step that doesn't tell you right here, but we need to go ahead and save this. And after we save it, we gotta go to step 7. So once complete, we have to connect to the desktop PLAB ext CLI, then using the Internet Explorer browse to the ASA, which is this IP address over here. So let's go ahead to plab ext CLI, and we need to open Internet Explorer. And if you want to see which one is this plab ext CLI, let's see if we are able to get to the, doesn't show you right here, the topology, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and go back to where we were, step 7, and let's go ahead and access HTTPS 213.16.48.1. Let's go ahead and run that. And then, as you can see, there's a problem with the security certificate, but we did not set a security certificate, so we can just click on continue and everything should be fine. And there we go. So we have access to the SSL Vpn services. So now if you go ahead and configure it or log in with Fred, and the password was Cisco123. There we go, Fred and password Cisco123. We already logged in, so we are going to step 8. Once you log in, you will see the bookmark that you created previously, which is this one right here, but we cannot click on it yet. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and go to the firewall and configure a name 172.16.16.10 plab mz web. So this is going to be a domain name that we're going to add to the firewall. So let's go ahead and log into the firewall. Config t name 172.16.16.10, and this is going to be called plab dmz web. So make sure that you got that right. Name 172.16.16.10 plab dmz web. Go ahead and click enter. There we go. So now if you flip back to the plab management, you will notice that the ASDM is showing an ASDM out of sync message. Whenever you configure something on the CLI and have the ASDM software open, this message will appear. You can just click on refresh now to tell the ASDM to pull the latest configuration. So let's go ahead and go to plab management and go ahead and refresh now. Okay, so now it is not out of sync anymore. And what we need to do is go to step 10 and go to the plab extcli, so this one over here, and we just need to refresh this website. And there we go. After you refresh that website, it looks like we are able to go to that web bookmark that we created. And what we need to do is refresh your SSL VPN client page on plab, and then we are going to click on the link. So let's go ahead and click on that link. And there we go. Congratulations, you have successfully browsed to the DMZ. Your IP address is 172.16.16.1. And that's it for this configuration. So if you follow this instruction, you have successfully configured um, a clientless SSL VPN using ASDM with IT Pro TV. So as you can see, we are now done with this lab. And if you guys want to go ahead and sign up with IT Pro TV, they give you a free 7-day trial. So 7-day free trial, and just go ahead and sign up with that. Use the premium account and use my promo code CCNADT. Again, CCNADT, and you will get 30% off. And if you want me, you need to use CCNADT. That's the promo code that you can use, and you can get 30% off for IT Pro TV, guys. So if you guys have any other questions, just go ahead and leave me a comment on the video below, and I will reply to you. So thank you guys for watching, and if you guys haven't followed me on Twitter, go ahead and follow me at CCNA Daily Tips. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye bye.